Hi guys, this is FAB Five again with our second video posting. I'm Remco and with me is Efri.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Um, so this is the second video we'll be posting of, and this will be a constructed match between Efri playing
Yes.
Warrior
hmm
and Jimmy Pew Pew playing Mechanologist Pew Pew.
Yeah.
Um, so this will be a video from a long time ago where we weren't as much affected by Corona as we are now.
Yeah.
Um, it was taped somewhere around August, September, I think, Jeffrey.
Yeah, something around that. I can judge by our clothing that it was hot. So,
Yeah.
some time ago, as we are now winter, so yeah.
Yeah. So this is around the time that Crucible came out for us.
hmm
So I'm guessing this was our first tournament actually playing with Crucible as well.
Yeah. I think this was our first tournament or maybe the second one.
Yeah.
Can't quite remember, but we were all still quite new to all of the Crucible cards, so
Yeah. That is correct. I mean, we this was probably something we should have posted a long time ago, but we weren't able to.
yeah,
So we're gonna take you a little bit back into time, and
exactly.
let's see how this goes. I mean, what do you think about the matchup?
Yeah, so I was going up against mechanologist. It wasn't my first time, so I kind of knew there was this ugly thing with the pew pew mechanism. Um,
Mm,
so as you can see, I'm just trying to, yeah, alter my deck a little. I'm
yeah,
not sure what I kept or what I did not keep in there, or what I kept. I think I threw out some, or I put in all my defense reactions for this matchup. Probably because I was suspecting it was going to be a very long match, and I wanted to have as much cards as possible in general. Um,
so
because yeah.
do you feel that you are gonna be the aggressor in this matchup?
Um, I think my game plan, if I had any, um, was to go aggressive at first, especially until he, yeah, had his items up yet,
Mm.
and then take it slow and try to defend as much as possible. Because really, from that point on, it gets kind of tough. You can see Jimmy here checking out my
Arcanite.
beautiful, yep. My beautiful cold foil Arcanite Skullcap.
Yeah. So,
Um,
so either he was checking it out or he has never seen a skull cap before at that point. Remember, guys, this
exactly.
was from a long time ago, where he just
Yeah.
started playing in the Netherlands. So
Yep. Interesting here to see Jimmy switch out his Visiertronic for General Iron Rod helmet. I wonder if it's because he would just wanted the extra one defense value. Um,
I'm guessing
yeah,
so.
curious.
Because he will feel that you will be the aggressor in this matchup and trying to finish him off as quickly as possible.
Yeah, probably that's the case. He's also laying out his other equipment. Uh, so the mechanologist feet and the gauntlet as the arms, and of course a Fiendal's tunic as his body.
Yes. So the game plan probably for a mechanologist will be to stall the game out until
Yep.
he gets all his items
Yep.
and then just grinds away at you until you can't do anything else.
Yeah, I think that definitely was his plan. I think he put in basically every huge defense reaction that there is to keep me from, yeah, really getting any damage in. We're throwing dice now, so I threw 8, and I can't see what he threw because it went off
But
screen.
he also changed the equipment again. So the iron rod is
Yeah.
out again and he put in a merchant, I think.
Yep, it's the merchant's hood. Um, yeah, that's quite interesting actually because it has 0 defense.
So he's probably going to use that to dig, right? To dig for more items.
Yeah, probably to change out. I think so. I think he's using it to just shuffle through his cards as fast as possible. Because usually with Mechanologist Pew Pew, you just want to get those items as,
Yeah.
yeah, as soon as possible.
That is the game plan, and then just grind.
Yeah. So the game is actually started now. As I can see, Jimmy has won the die roll because he's beginning, I think.
Yep.
I wonder if that's good for mycologist to start. Yeah, I think so. I think if you have an item already on hand, it might be good to start.
He's taking quite an aggressive stand there. Turn 1, playing
Yep.
Enlightened Strike.
I think he chose to give it more attack power. I'm not sure.
I'm also not seeing a pitch card yet, so
yeah, but it's free. He right, it's 0 cost.
right.
You just have to
You have to
throw
pitch
a
a card.
yeah, you have to put one card from your hand at the bottom of your deck, so that's the cost you have to pay. Okay, so I block with 2 cards.
So we did give it the extra strength boost, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think so. And
ooh, Cyclop Core.
Yeah, he's pitching. Oh no, he's putting it on the field. Together, by the way, he started with the what's it called? The little battery that charges.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can't remember what it's called. Oh, it's an induction chamber, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, so he wants to get 3 of those as fast as possible. All right, so my turn. I play Ironsong Determination, followed by Valor into my Dawnblade. So my Dawnblade has Dominate. So I kind of for
that, ladies and gentlemen, is a classic play for Warrior.
It definitely is. I'm just trying to get in as much damage as possible. I want to pop my Go Again, of course, with the Valor. But as you can see, Jimmy has 2 defense reactions, so...
One from Arsenal and one from hand.
So I think he fully blocks that one. Which it's a yellow one, so I was attacking for 3/6, so yeah, he fully blocked it. Which leaves me obviously a bit disappointed.
A little bit for you.
A little bit, yeah. But hey,
so he has an induction chamber out and the tackle core, right?
Yep. So at the start of the turn, he immediately gains 2 resources due to the tackle core, which is, I think, a great start for mechanologists in general.
Yep.
But I get why he decided to start with the induction chamber, though, because you just want to get those 3 as fast as possible. As you can see, he uses his that search card, Spark of Genius, to find another one, to look for another induction chamber. So he already got 2 now.
Yeah, he's digging for them and he's finding them, so it's gonna be hard for you to keep going because he will be able to fire his pistols 3 times already.
Yep. Yeah. If they're fully loaded and everything, he can fire quite a lot of times right now. And as you can see, he's quite taking it easy right now. He's just focusing on blocking all my attacks, not letting any damage through. While in his turn, he just searches for his items or plays them, but he's not really trying to attack me right now.
How does that make you feel as the opponent, that he just doesn't attack you in any way until he's all set up?
Well, I think I don't know. It's not boring or anything, but it's frustrating at the least, because as you can see right now, he also he blocked my attack with again. With 2 defense reactions, one of them being unmovable. So they're quite big defenses, and I'm just wondering right now, how does he get all these defense reactions? I'm slowly getting frustrated, I know. but I managed to pull through as I had 2 attack reactions, 1 in Arsenal, and now I'm playing, still have the Iron Song Determination up, so still dominate, and he actually gives me 1 token here, so that is
And this
some,
is what you need to do, right? You need to
yeah,
push through 1 or 2 of those attacks and keep pushing.
exactly. And he, as you saw a bit ago, he played that Unmovable, which is quite a, well, it's quite expensive card to play, which left him only 2 cards at hand, so he probably didn't want to throw them away, which left me for a good opportunity to swing again. So yeah.
But um, the movable, I mean, he plays a lot of blue cards, right? So he could
Yeah.
have,
Yeah, that's true.
probably didn't have it then, but
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe it was kind of unlucky, or I don't know.
well, here he
So
comes again with the pistols.
yep. So he starts pew-pewing me right now, and I'm just like, okay, I block with my equipment. Probably don't want to lose another card because I already used my springboard somersault on the previous attack. And yeah, I think with Warrior, it's all about getting that momentum. You need to be aggressive, and once you have the lead, it's quite difficult to for the other player to get it back. But once you have a shitty turn as Warrior, I don't know, it gets really hard to come back, I think.
Well, yeah, and I think that Mechanologist is a good counter for that because it
Yep.
really has a good consistent amount of damage that it keeps getting out to you.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree on that.
So if we're looking
So,
at his equipment, right?
mhm.
He's playing the tunic
Yep.
and um, and the merchant.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think the merchant was a good choice for him?
Um, I think maybe for mechanology it really is because, as I said at the beginning, it's all about getting those items as quickly as possible, and I think he uses it for that purpose, just to throw his hand away and get a new one if he doesn't get an item as fast as he
Mm-hmm.
wants to. But at the same time, I think against Warrior it's good to have defense value as well, just to try and block those pokes.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, again, he plays a lot of defense reactions in that deck, so maybe he really doesn't need it.
maybe. Well, how do you feel about the tunic? Because I know you wrote a piece about that.
Yep. um, I don't know. I think maybe Teklo is better for this deck. I don't know really. I mean Teklo Foundry Hard, because well, while I'm playing Mechanologies, I'm never really short on mana or on energy points, resource points. So I don't think if it's that necessary, but it's always good to have one extra resource to just throw away. It's always good.
Yeah,
Uh, but the Tekla Foundry Heart would have given him 2 more defense. Uh, so now it's
the
yeah,
main reason why I'm asking.
yeah, exactly.
So basically, the piece that you wrote, we still have to put it out, right?
Yep.
So guys, if you want to learn more about the pros and cons of Tunic versus the Teclo Legendary, this piece will be coming out shortly, and read it.
Yep. Yep. So he's slamming me actually with the pistols right now. At this point, I'm just taking it because I don't want to lose any more cards and probably want to keep my turn. Because I have 4 cards, so I think it must be a good turn. Otherwise, I would just thrown thrown them away. Okay, so I start with the spoils. I love this card. It costs 1. I used my tunic to pay for it, and it gives +2 to my weapon. It also, and when it hits, I get 2 counters the coins, the silver, or the, what is it, coppers, I think.
Coppers.
Yeah, coppers. And together with the cash in, I think it's just really worth it.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of that as well, so I can assure you all it is worth it.
Yeah.
Do we know if Jimmy is actually playing the plasma purifiers to give plus bonuses to his guns?
I think he is, but I can't remember. I've played Jimmy multiple times, and I know the last time they were in it, but I think he already added them in this one. But I think he's still looking for them.
Keep looking, Jimmy.
Yeah, keep digging. So I try an attack here for +2, +3, so 5, 8. Yeah, so I'm just trying to hit him here.
Try to keep the aggression going, right?
Yeah, I gotta keep pressure on him. But I think Mechanologist is a hard class to keep pressure on, just because they need so little mana to do stuff.
Yeah.
So even with 2 cards at hand, he's still dangerous, you know. So he plays an instant to gain 3 life.
So he just blocked your attack fully and then gained 3 life as well. Well.
Yep. So,
I think at this point you really feel the pressure, although he's not doing much yet.
I think at this point I was still under the illusion that I was giving enough pressure, putting on enough pressure, but that will start to change in a bit, I think. Because at this point I feel like his last turn wasn't that much of a turn. He only gave himself 3 life, and really that's it. So at this point I'm like, oh, hey, it's not going that bad. You know, I can still put aggression on him right now. So I have the spoils again. And then followed by for dominate and downblade. So again, pretty large attack with dominate.
He still does have 1 card in. Oh, he's taking the entire attack.
Yep, he's fully taking it. As you can see, I put the coppers right now because I've earned them. Can't quite remember if I'm going to use them this game, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. It does give the best feeling ever to use them, though. I don't know why.
Using actual money to pay for something, even if it's copper.
Exactly. So now Jimmy's turn. Hitting me with Locked and Reloaded or something. I think it's called. Locked and Loaded, I think.
So wow, he's not playing a fully pew deck, but actually doing stuff.
Oh no,
he's actually his gun.
He's pitching it. I just saw, but I realized he's pitching it. It's a blue one, and he pitches it to reload his incubation chamber. So he has 1 resource left. What's he gonna do? He's just thinking and mulling it over. Of course he's gonna hit me with the gun, or shoot me with the gun, I should say.
Of course.
And I try to block it, of course. Because at this point I'm trying to... I'm discovering, actually, because it was, I think, the first or second time I played against Pew Mechanologist, that this deck can get annoying quite quickly.
I mean, he's not doing a lot of damage every time, but he's doing it a lot of times.
Exactly. And that's just a problem, because a 1 big attack you can block more easy with, just throwing 2 cards than 4 separate attacks with 2, because you have to throw a card each time.
Have you played it versus regular ninja decks? Like the ones that also attack with the swords?
Yeah, exactly. It reminds me a bit of that one. And also,
Because
yeah.
I'm gonna take a play out of Dawn's playbook here, and Dawn was playing the annoyingly defensive ninja deck,
Oh yeah, I remember the one
where
had,
he,
yeah.
yes, with 30 defense reactions and just stab with the swords every time. I mean, it feels a little bit like this.
Yeah, that was quite insane. Okay, so right now I'm just taking the damage. I'm just like, I need to keep my cards because if I don't have any cards, I can't do nothing about this. Absolutely nothing.
No, and again, it's not a lot of damage that you're getting each
Mm,
attack, so you're inclined to let it go until you get to a point where you think, "Oh wait,
yeah, I
I
can't
took a
anymore.
yeah."
Yeah, and I think I'm slowly starting to realize this. How annoying this deck can be.
I remember that this tournament. I think we had two or three of these decks that Jimmy's playing.
Yeah, I think before I faced Jimmy, I also played Viserai and another warrior, I think. Yeah, there was a lot of diversity, I think, that day, which is
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I think we had Wizard, we had Ranger, we had Runeblade, we had Brute, we had. I'm not sure. Did we have Guardian that tournament as well? I don't remember that.
Mm, well, if Donovan was there, we sure had Guardian.
No, but Donovan was playing the ninja deck. I think.
At this same tournament? Oh, okay, could be,
I
could be.
think so.
Yeah, I think Guardian is one of the lesser played classes within our little community. Oh,
Yeah.
there it is, by the way, the one of the plasma purifiers. So
Yep.
he is playing them, but I guess he pitched it here for mana. Yeah, I think he did. Hmm, interesting.
Yeah.
I think to play the Feindal, yeah.
Yeah. He played Feindal too, so
Yep.
he was probably digging for just more cards, but
Yeah. So he's gonna pop his boots and play that guard for 0, and I'm probably just asking what the hell's going on. How could you use this action while you played Feindal? Because that uses an action point, but he said, oh, I boosted that card. Something like
yep.
that. So, and I just I think I fully blocked this with my Steel Blade Shunt, which is actually a pity I used it on that card because, yeah, well, if I did it on the pistol, he would have gotten 1 damage, but oh well.
As you can see, guys, people are still reading a lot of cards here. So
Yeah.
this was around the time that Crucible just got out. Not a lot of tournaments had happened yet, not fully constructed at least. So
No,
um,
exactly.
people still getting the hang of all the cards.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is kind of a weak turn for me. I just played I think a yellow push forward with my Dawnblade, which only gives me like +2. As you can see, I'm slowly sinking away, and oh my god, I just saw my hand I drew. That's terrible. So at this point, I'm starting to get a bit frustrated, I believe. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I draw 3 Valors, I think. Yeah, that's not the kind of hand you want to see.
Nope.
Especially as I play, I think, yeah, I don't know how much, but a lot of attack reactions in this deck. And I draw none. And Jimmy just keeps on hitting me with his, or shooting me, I guess. Which is basically the whole thing of this deck.
Yeah, to be honest, when I saw this deck in action, I really thought, oh my god, this deck is boring.
Yeah, I know. I haven't tried this one for myself, but I think I can agree because it's just the same strategy every turn.
Yeah, but I can see that. I mean, I'm a control player at heart, so this should be something right up my alley with all the defense reactions he has.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I don't know. It feels really linear. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's just not to my liking.
Mm. Yeah, I get it. The safe thing about this particular Mechanologist deck is you only need like one blue card every turn to
Yeah.
put out 6 or more damage. Um, that's the insane thing about
Yep.
this deck. What do you think? Do you think Monarch will bring a card that destroys items or something like that?
I hope so, but because at the moment we only have Brute that has that ability.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm kind of hoping that every class might get at least one card that can destroy an item.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think once Mechanology, this particular deck has the 3 incubation chamber and then the 3 plasma purifiers. I just think it's unstoppable actually.
Yes. Yeah.
You can't really do anything about that. Um, which is kind of frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, especially when he does get. Oh,
Oh,
wait. Is that a Command and Conquer there?
yeah, that is the Command of Conquer. He's pitching his Spark to play Command and Conquer, and I just went with it. At this point, I can see by my reactions that I'm getting kind of annoyed, and I see my hand right now, and there are like 4 attack reactions in it, complete opposite of what happened in my hand last turn. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, why is this happening to me? And he actually managed to delete my arsenal card that I arsenaled as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a little bit sad. But
Yeah,
yeah.
but I'm down to
Um,
20, so I don't know what Jimmy's life total is at right that I don't know what Jimmy's life total is right now. But I'm at 20, so I'm still kind of safe.
it's a little bit sad for us that Jimmy is writing it all down on, I think, an iPad or something, or.
Yeah, it's a special kind of notepad that you can write
Yeah.
down scores. Yeah, but so we can see it because the camera can't catch it, sadly.
Yeah.
So he again blocks quite heavily.
Unmovable.
Um, yeah, that's probably not what I wanted to see. I'm sure I'm calculating right now if I can beat that, and probably realizing I cannot. Or maybe I
Oh.
can. I'm not sure. I guess I can. Oh, I have even more.
Oh.
Oh, okay, okay. So there are actually like
Wow.
4 attack reactions on there right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna grab another. I'm thinking I'm grabbing. I don't know what I'm grabbing. Let's see. Yeah, I grab another one of those, of course. Another Iron Song
Yeah.
response for free.
Oh.
But he
Can.
has yet another defense reaction.
Of course he
How
has.
is this possible? At this point, I'm just flipping a table.
Thank the Lord you didn't, because there was an expensive camera setting on there. So
Yeah.
we're glad you didn't.
Well, I think even more expensive than that camera setting is the cards on the board right now.
Probably.
the the amount of money
Yes.
that is on this board is insane.
Because both players are only playing with the alpha print and first edition cards.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think in Holland or in Netherlands we started quite early with all the with Flesh and Blood in general.
Yeah.
Um, so we had
Well,
easy access to those at that time.
you started pretty early. I started a little bit later than that, but yeah.
Yeah. I think I already owned like 3 or 4 boxes when most people started.
Yeah.
At that time, oh yeah, it was so easy to get one. Should have bought more.
Yes. How do you feel about all those prices at the moment? I mean, it's insane.
uh, I think it's yeah. On the one hand, I think it's ruining the game. For new players, at least. And on the other hand, I believe that there needs to be some kind of value in cards.
But
Uh,
really, do you think that the prices of the first edition prints or alpha for the first set are ruining it, or is it because there is no stock for unlimited as well? I think
most,
that's the
yeah,
problem.
that is more like the problem. Um, and slowly now it's becoming less of a problem, but a few months or a month back, it was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
New players just couldn't get their hands on any of the cards without paying like thousands of euros
Yep.
to
Oh, look
ooh,
at that.
there he comes with his third
Third.
incubation chamber. So I'm probably counting my blessings right now, just trying to survive.
So yeah, incubation chamber makes sure that he can attack now 4 times with his guns. Now he has 3 on the board, right?
Yeah, so he can attack 4 times now with his gun. Uh, so I'm coming with hit and run, followed by another what's it called? Push forward, and then the dawn blade. So guess I'm attacking for like +3, +1, 4, 7 right now. This is those two cards at the front, so the hit and run and the push forward. I'm not too sure about them yet. I think I cut them down pretty heavily after this match. They actually have two effects. So one on the one on the bottom only goes off when you've already hit once with your weapon, and those are really good. But to be able to hit one time is quite difficult already,
Yeah, true.
especially in this setup of this matchup. So yeah, he just goes and blocks it, takes some of the damage. He's not worried at all. Actually, I think he's just
No, I also see another Enlightened Strike in his hand, so
yeah, and he basically has 3 cards right now,
yeah.
and to load his incubation chamber, he only needs 2 resources, which is nothing. So I had to go again, and I can attack once more. I probably do not have
Oh,
anything in my hand, so I just decide to swing once more. Why not? And he
so
decides
he
to block
blocked
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Enlightened Strike as well.
Yeah, so I'm not feeling too bummed about that.
No.
That was actually quite good for me. I didn't quite expect that to happen, but
So, getting back to Monarch, right?
yeah.
The set's been announced for April,
I think so, yes.
and
April, somewhere at the end of it, yeah.
yeah, and that's first edition
Yeah.
because there's already been announced that they are doing 2 print runs again.
Yep. And the second print run is scheduled for like a month later.
Yeah,
So only 4 months, 4 weeks in between, which is new.
yeah. So they're gonna continue to print a first edition run and then do a unlimited run for
Yep.
more cards into the pool. But do you
Yeah.
do you think that will keep the price for first edition also on the new set? Will they
Mm,
continue to rise, you think?
I think they will probably drop a little, I think. Just because they are more easily accessible, even if they're not cold foil. People just want to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
So the players won't care much for the first edition, maybe, and just buy the unlimited ones because they're
True.
yeah much cheaper. I think for the collectors, the value mm, will kind of stay the same. I don't expect any more increases, um, or I hope not.
I hope not.
But yeah, I think the cold foils are still very wanted out there. Um,
Yeah, and they're not getting any more out there, so
nope, nope. That's
the
the
more
thing.
collectors get on board in this game, the higher the prices will probably be.
Yeah, and as the game is only just really beginning and we have COVID to deal with, so
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait what will happen once it's all over.
Yeah.
So here I'm pitching my cash in because I probably had it in hand and I was like, I have like 2 coppers, which isn't enough. So it's basically useless.
Yep.
So yeah. I think Jimmy was asking, what does that card do? And I was like, oh, it's nothing. It just gives +3. That's it.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. Nope. At this point, I'm like, this is not how I want it to go. And another defense reaction. This
Because why
guy.
not? I mean, I think we've seen about 15 to 20 defense reactions so far, probably.
I think a lot. I don't know how much he plays, but there are a lot. He also
Yes.
managed to get one of the plasma purifiers on there. So that means he's attacking for 3 now instead of 2 for each of his hits. So he can deal me like 3 times 4, so 12 damage in one turn, each turn,
Yes.
which is
And
crazy.
this is getting out of hand now for you because
Yeah. Consistently blocking 12 damage is really hard to do.
so basically your game plan was to kill him before he got this setup, but now he got this setup. Now you have to change plans.
Yep. So I guess around here I was just going like, so maybe I should stall him or something. At that moment or at that time, I didn't really know what to do. um, I knew I was going to lose like this, but then I saw I think his deck. We can't really see it right here, but it's running low, and I was like, maybe I can stretch this out until he goes deck out. Um, but at that time, I didn't realize that he really can't go deck out. But you'll see. But
So he's
I was
probably gonna
aiming for
play
that.
some cards that he is gonna put on the bottom or something, right?
Well, actually, he just even if he has like only one card at hand, which he keeps pitching, like one blue, which he keeps pitching
Oh,
for to reload his incubation chamber and his gun. So he's only pitching them, so he gets them every time. So he can't
yeah.
go deck out and keeps delivering that 12 damage.
My God, this deck
Yeah,
is really, really awesome.
scary.
Has it won any big tournaments in New Zealand or something? I think
I
so, right?
I'm not sure, but I think so. I think this became really popular after somebody played it. I think so. Gosh, yeah, I can see why. I mean,
Yeah,
once it,
because it's
yeah,
really good. I
yeah,
still think it's even for a control player like me. I don't think I really like it, but
exactly. And at this point, I think I fully realized what I was getting into. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to stall him, and not knowing at the time that that wasn't even possible.
yeah.
But I just went for it because I didn't see any other options right then. It was this or die anyway.
So looking back at this game now, right?
Mhm.
Do you think um, you because you couldn't be really more aggressive in the start than you were,
Yeah.
but do you think that you could have done things differently so far?
Um, well, I think I changed a lot in my deck since then. There were some of the Crucible cards that I didn't have in my deck yet because I wasn't quite sure about them. Um, but now I do have them. And I think that's could have been more like a game changer. And also, I think in the early phases, I should have blocked more because then it at that time it wasn't as dangerous to me, and also more easy to block.
True.
Um, because that was just basically kind of free damage for him. I think I should have blocked that more, but at the same time, if I saw my two hands that turn, the turns, those were really bad as well. So it may be a little RNG as well. I don't know. I do know this is a very long-winded game. I think we were the last ones to
To
uh, to
end.
to end. Uh, and yeah, I was just going for that deck out at this point. Before I went deck out, because my deck was also slowly but surely sinking away.
Yes.
And I'm at 15 health right now, so not a lot left.
No, especially with him doing 12 damage each turn.
Yeah, so
Well,
that,
potential 12 damage at least.
yeah, but reality has proven it's mostly 12 damage each turn. Sad life.
Yeah.
So, Remco, have you ever thought about trying any of these two classes? Because you mostly play
I,
Ranger and
and Room Blades,
yeah.
I dabbled a little bit in that, and I'm trying to get Brute together now.
Okay. Oh, I
I
didn't know that.
to be honest, I think both these classes are not really my cup of tea. I
Okay.
would like to try them once. Like
Mm-hmm.
if somebody hands me a deck and say, "You want to try it?" Then sure. Will
Mm.
I go into them? No, I don't think so. I'm not even sure about Brute. I'm just getting the cards together now,
Yeah.
and seeing if I can build a deck and actually play it. I might enjoy Brute for Blitz a bit more, and then
Yeah.
go for Runeblade and Ranger for Constructed,
Yeah.
because well, they're just my favorite classes. Not
Mm.
saying they are good guys. I'm just saying they're my favorite classes.
Well, I always say you need to play with what's fun to you and not particularly what's
Yeah.
good. I chose Warrior at first just because I liked how she looked. That was my only criteria.
Well, the thing is that I started with you guys teaching me the game when we were doing a draft as well.
Oh yeah.
That's the first time I got into contact with Flesh and Blood, and um, we were drafting, I think, Arc,
Mm. Could be.
and I saw the Ranger ability, and I was like, oh, so we actually have to fire the arrows from the arsenal, like you have some sort of quiver on your back, so you really. And I just fell in love with the class
Yeah.
because the theme is just beautiful.
Mm. I get it. I've played her as well, Azalea, and I really enjoyed it as well, but just couldn't wrap my head around it. It still feels kind of clunky to me. But yeah.
Yeah. Um, the fun part is I played at Don's, I think, a week ago, and he took out his Ranger deck, which he actually built, and he's actually playing non-arrow attack cards in there. And I was like, that's a new take.
Mm,
So he had Enlightened Strikes in there and a few other cards.
okay.
So that got me to thinking, and I'm now actually starting to think again about how to build the Ranger deck up again.
Nice. Definitely nice. Okay, so as you can see, Jimmy just pitched again, 3 blue mana again to just reload his pistol, charge his induction chambers, and
Mm,
uh, his plasma purifier. At this point, I see Jimmy shrugging more often, like, yeah, this is the only thing I do actually. So I
yeah.
just I just need to recharge them up. That's it. But I think also he is starting to realize he doesn't have that many cards left, and he's like, this isn't going to kill her straight away, you know? It's a long game. As you can see, that pile is slowly Well, there are not a lot of cards left, as you can see.
So pitching a blue card, right? So
Yeah.
he has free mana, free energy ready then.
Hmm.
Um, so how many attacks can he actually do with just that free?
Assuming he has no tokens on anything, um, well, it really depends. He needs to put one on his weapon, so that costs one, and then he puts one as an incubation chamber, which also costs one, and then the purifier plasma also costs one.
Yeah,
But that one he only needs to use once for all of his attacks.
that is correct.
And he still has one card in hand, so and one resource left, so he could do absolutely whatever he wants to right now.
Hmm.
So many options. I think he's just gonna keep hitting me. Actually, I'm not sure what's in his hand. Yeah, there's a spark of genius, and he's just gonna use it to reload even more. So he's hitting me again for 3
Yeah.
right now.
So basically, if you have two blue cards, you can do anything you want.
Yeah, you can just hit people for 12 with just 2 blue cards, and then you still have 2 cards left, which you could do whatever with. Um,
Probably defend, Every. Probably defend.
yeah.
He has proven it over and over.
Yeah, he just arsenals them, and then he's like,
Yeah.
and then I try to attack him next turn, and he's like, oh, I have another defense reaction in my arsenal. Surprise.
Yep.
But I think also there was some of the turns that Jimmy had some cards left in his hand, which he didn't really know what to do with, because he only needs 6 mana to do his thing. So sometimes I think sometimes he was just left with cards in his hand, but honestly,
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing in Mechanologist.
Not really, right?
No, you burn cards so fast. Um, and in Pew Pew, it's kind of okay, but in Boost Mechanologist, that's terrible.
Then it is terrible, but in Pew Pew, it's probably just a good thing.
Mm. What's your opinion on Boost Mechanologist? Do you think it's better or
I
compared to?
definitely think that this is the way to go for mechanologists.
Okay, yeah.
If you got the stomach to play it.
Yeah, because as we said, it's kind of the more straightforward kind of technique.
Yeah, but I also talked to the guys that played this, this version of mechanologist at
Mm.
tournament, and most of them said, yeah, it wins, but it's not as fun to play.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit less satisfying or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. And so here he goes again, just
Yep.
charging up anything. It's basically the same technique over and over, which is just what we talked about. Um, it gets a little, yeah, a bit
It's
boring.
get it gets a little repetitive.
Exactly.
Let's put it like that. But
Yeah,
yeah, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just consistent.
exactly. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's very consistent damage. It's almost like dot damage, damage over
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Just keeps on. It's like you're poisoned.
yes.
Well, I've
And
tried.
it's just one plasma purifier there, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
there's another one.
yeah. He pitched one before, so I'm actually curious why he didn't just play them, because he could stack those and give me like 15. No, not 15. No, he could do me 15 damage in one turn.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure if he at the time didn't know it was possible, or that he was able to stack them like that, or he didn't care because he was
it,
feeling like he was winning anyway.
I think knowing Jimmy probably the second. I mean, I
Yeah,
think he knows his games.
yeah, I think
So
so
I
too.
think he felt that 12 damage a turn was enough to keep the pressure on you. And well, as we can
Yeah,
see, you're at 2 life at the moment. So it's
yeah.
not going great for you.
No, no, I'm definitely hanging by a thread here. But I'm still trying to attack, of course.
Of course.
Trying to get some damage in. And he was just like, I block and I have a defense reaction. I
Oh,
should have.
wow.
I should have.
Really?
I really should have counted those afterwards.
Yes. Yes. And the discard pile's open information, so you could have just asked him to show
Yeah, but with
what was
80,
in his.
but with 80 cards, it takes a long time.
Well, you just have to go through them and just. I don't think it takes a lot of time.
No, but at this point, I think we were nearing time of the round. Actually,
Probably, yeah.
yeah, as you can see, our decks are almost nothing. Um, and
No,
we've
I mean, I can see the top card of Jimmy's discard pile, and that pile seems massive.
yeah, it's massive. We've been playing for over 50 minutes now. Yeah, that's a long time. And you can see it reflected in our decks, of course. I don't know if I was still hanging on to the idea that I could bring him deck out, but I don't know. At this point, I think I was slowly giving up with 2 life, almost no deck, and him with his consistent 12 damage.
And because that's something you have to take into account every turn with you on 2
Yeah,
life. How
yeah.
the am I
I'm,
gonna block 12 damage again, or at least 11 damage next
yeah,
turn?
yeah. So he's attacking me with 3, and I'm just like, okay, I block, and then I have no cards at hand. He redraws, and it's
Yep.
immediately his turn again. So right now, it's all for me. It all depends what's in my hand. As you can see, I draw an instant here, which I can block with. So at this point, I'm almost like, oh my god, I'm dead.
Yep.
Because I drew an instant. How
Is
am I
that
gonna
is
save
that
myself?
remembrance that you?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
remembrance. Yep. I put, I think I have one. I think I have 1 or 2 in there. I usually bring back stuff like cash in um,
Yeah.
or anything
Some attack,
else really.
some attack reactions.
Oh yeah, well, I think you can only bring back attack actions with it.
Actions, yes.
Yeah, but
Sure.
anything that gives go again or stuff, spoils or something, are all worth it.
So he attacked 3 times. You had to pitch 3 cards away to block them all,
Yeah, so now I'm getting
leaving you with the remembrance.
Yep. So now it gets tense,
Oh,
and I'm like, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? Oh my god, I was like, I'm dead. I'm dead. It's game. But then I look into my arsenal, and I'm like, hey, I'm not dead yet. I have
uh,
yeah,
movable.
yeah, it's an unmovable, and I have
Jesus Christ.
one on my tunic, so I could pay it for 3.
Oh,
And I'm just like,
lucky
what
you.
happened? Insanely lucky.
But again, he did his turn, did 4 attacks. Your arsenal's empty, your hand's empty. So the only thing you're doing is redrawing at this point.
Yeah, so at this point, actually, that's all I'm doing. I'm just redrawing. I'm just
And
trying
there
to,
he goes again.
yeah, so I think um, at this point, it's really, really like almost impossible to come back. He only needs 4 to 6 mana of energy to shoot me 12 damage, and I just need to block everything he does. Basically
Yep.
everything. What he really would have needed right now is another big attack like the
Command
one
and
we just
Conquer.
saw. Yeah, exactly. That's what he really would have needed.
Well, we don't see that in his hand, fortunately. For
No,
you.
no, no. Yeah, he has the spark in his hand, which is kind of useless, I think, for him right now.
Yep.
So he ends up just again reloading his gun, doing mechanologist things.
Tinkering with his gun. That's what he does.
Exactly. And I'm like, okay, I block with this, sure. And then he goes it again, does it again, and I'm just probably like, hey, I block it again.
Yeah, there you're
Yeah,
already
I'm
need to
already
block.
swinging my card like, yes, you want it. Here, you can have it.
Look at that. So he's loading up his
Yeah, his everything
items
for the next
again
turn.
for the next turn.
Yeah. Oh, I actually go to 1 life right now because Cashin only blocks
Yep.
for 2. And I'm like, how long can I keep up? Not a very long time. Okay, so as I can see from my hands that this is the last 3 turns, so time.
Yep.
So what happens when it's time? I think the player whose turn it was finishes his turns, and then it's 3 turns from that point onward.
Correct. Yes.
Then
Player finishes
yeah,
turn,
yeah,
and then 3 more turns in total.
yep. And if there's no clear winner after that, it's a draw. And I think a draw in, I'm not sure about this actually, but I think a draw in Flesh and Blood means like a double loss kind of thing. It's not really a good thing.
How do you feel about that? Because a double loss, I mean, that's kind of harsh, right?
Yes, but at the same time, I think it kind of stimulates players also to play a little faster, and think about their decks again, because you know, the mechanologist deck Jimmy is playing right now. Sure, it works, but it takes some time to work. Um, it slowly
Sure.
builds, but that may lead into a draw because it just takes a long time to do stuff. So you won't be killing each other very fast. It also carries a lot of defense reactions. So it's just really hard to burst it down. And that's for both of the decks.
But
So yeah.
still, I mean, a double loss. I know I played a bunch of other card games where we could have draws as well.
Mm.
But those draws were actual draws where you would get, for instance, 3 points for a victory, 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, 1 point would make sense to me.
Yeah. I'm not really sure if it's a double loss. I thought it was, but people who watch this, feel free to correct me. I'm actually curious
Yeah.
about this part. I've heard it was a double loss, but I'm not really sure.
Well,
But
I'm also curious to see how people feel about the point system
yeah,
in general.
yeah, I think so too. So I believe this is the last turn, and I'm just like, hey, I could have attacked with this, but that was it. So I'm like, I'm showing my hands. It's like, yeah, I could attack this, and then Jimmy's like, yeah, I could have done this and this and that. But in the end, we didn't manage to kill each other. So it
So a
ended up,
draw.
yep, we drawed. Um, that doesn't feel satisfying at all.
No, this was your first go at this mechanologist build, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think the first or the second, but I think it was the first because, as again, I mentioned a couple times, I was under the impression I could make him go deck out, which is
Yep.
impossible. So I think I made that mistake from the beginning. Just maybe I would have changed my game plan and would have played more aggressive. But yeah, I don't know.
So how do you feel that this? I mean, yeah, Jimmy is playing a well, basically a control deck where he just controls
Mm.
everything that every damage that's been done. What do you think about the deck?
Um, I think it's a cool deck. Just shooting with your gun and doing consistent damage, but at the same time, as we already mentioned a few times, it has downsides. It takes a long time. If you don't find your sparks, if you don't find your items, you will die
Yep.
to an aggressive deck.
So
So
So another thing that I noticed about this deck is the same with the defensive ninja deck is
Mhm.
they run like a million defense reactions.
Yeah. Yep.
What happens when they run into wizard?
Yeah, I think that's kind of a problem for, I think it's a bigger problem for Ninja than for Mechanologist, or this version of it, because I think this Mechanologist deck plays a lot of blue cards, which is okay to throw away, and you won't go deck out for it because you pitch them and don't discard them by defending arcane damage. But
True.
I do think it's a slight disadvantage compared to any other class. I think it's a tougher matchup, but I don't know. I haven't really seen it matched up against each other. I'm curious to see that.
Yeah. Maybe some of the viewers know. And if you have any experience playing either the Pew Pew deck or playing
Yep.
Wizard against the Pew Pew deck, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, be sure to do this. I'm curious. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so that's the video for today, right?
Yep, I think that
Um,
concludes everything.
so I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video.
Yeah.
Another video will be posted in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Next Sunday, we will do an article again. So if you liked it, click the like button. If you
Mhm.
like watching the videos, click subscribe. And
Hope to see you
hope to
all.
see you
Yep.
again.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you for watching and listening to our long conversation about whatever. Hope to see you all
All
again.
right. All right. See you guys.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.